Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and I'm playing Masters of the Night from Ares game today, ready for some vampire action. And a disclaimer that I got a review copy of this one. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also watch our separate streaming channel for even more content, listen to our weekly podcast, or join the conversation on our Discord. So in Masters of the Night, each player controls a different vampire, and your little clan of vampires is trying to take over this city and turn it into their blood slaves, basically. So really nice, happy theme there. And in solo, you control between 2 to 5 vampires, so I'm just doing 2 today. And the game progresses through a day phase and a night phase. In the day phase, you'll resolve some bonuses and penalties from these different locations, this grid of 9, which is randomized for each game based on the number of minions there, as well as the vampire hunting agents that will be coming out on the board. Then you'll draw an event card, which is also the timer for the game. I'm playing on medium difficulty, so I have 5 at each tier, 1 through 3. When you run out of these, you lose. And they'll be spawning those agents on different places, and then also resolving different special effects. There's a bunch of these, and you only use a subset each game. If a bunch of those agents end up on the same spot as you, they'll attack you for free. And even if they don't attack you, if they show up in locations where you are or your red minions are, they'll decrease the veil. And this is the other loss condition for the game. If this ever goes to 0, the humans know you're around and may seek to exterminate you. But then you get to the night phase where each of your vampires will resolve 2 actions. And as you kill agents, you're going to increase your kill count, which is the main thing you're trying to do in the game, which will unlock additional actions and bonuses and special abilities for your characters. And how you win is once you get to 9 kills, you can take an action to put out your sigil or sigil, I'm never sure how to pronounce that word, in one of the locations on the board. Once you've both done that, or all the vampires have done that, you need to all join back together in a location with a bunch of minions, defeat all the agents there, and start the blood ritual that will take over the entire city and make them your delicious meals for centuries. There are also some relic cards you can get that give you ongoing bonuses and powers, and also in combat you use dice to defeat enemies, but the dice pool is rolled ahead of time and you select which die you want to use, and there are lots of ways to change these die values, so kind of a cool variation with just input randomness and not really any output randomness in the game. Well, let's show you how it actually works and dig into Masters of the Night. So the first step of the day phase is to pass this little tracker to the next vampire, but you skip that in the first day. Then you resolve all the day effects that show up on locations. There are several of them, but the nice thing is you only have to check locations where there is a clear majority of minions or agents, and right now we just have minions in the railway station. We start with 2 because we're 2 vampires, so they kind of fill out the count of stuff. And the railway station has a different effect based on who's predominant there. In this case, there are more minions than agents, so we get to increase one of our dice in our pool by 2. So I'll certainly bump this 3 up to a 5. Thank you very much. So that's all we have to worry about for now. So we're going to go right into our first event, a stage 1 weakest event. And you'll see first that you have to spawn some agents. You've got red and blue X's. Let's see what those mean. They correspond to these spawn values, which are different based on your player count. So here I've got 2 vampires, and also different based on whether the veil has dropped to the darker gray where you'll spawn more. In this case, on the red space, I'll spawn 1 agent. On 1 blue space of my choice, I'll spawn a second. And on the other blue space, I'll spawn nothing. All right, so here we definitely are getting an agent in the museum. And then we can do one in the police department or city hall. And even though agents can do a lot of bad things to you, you do need to kill them to actually level up and win the game. So I'm going to put them in the police department. And then you resolve the bottom effect on the card, which in this case says add 1 agent into the cathedral, which is a really annoying one because this is ongoing. It says as long as there are more agents than minions in this district, all vampires cannot use their abilities or their relics during the day or the night. So we need to get rid of that guy or we are really down. They're just praying too hard for us to vamp out. And the final thing you check before going into the night phase and your actions is whether there are 3 agents in a space with a vampire. They would attack automatically. There are not, so let's go into the night phase. So in the night phase, each of my vampires are going to take 2 actions. So Laszlo will do his 2, and then Istvan will do his. And to zoom in a bit, they all have access to the same initial actions, and the number next to the or underneath the lightning bolt here is how many actions it takes. So to move 1 orthogonal district costs 1 action. To expose agents costs 1. To fight agents costs 1. To recruit a minion costs 2. And then some of the districts have effects that cost 1 to 2 as well. To show those in action, moving orthogonally costs you 1 action. You can bring as many minions with you as you like to back you up. If you're in a district with 1 or more agents, 1 action exposes all of them. They generally can't be affected by attacks and effects until they've been exposed, until you've found their identity, which appears to be a close-cropped, like, Van Dyke wearing white dude. They all have the same illustration. Then you can also take a fight action against all exposed agents, and that's where you use these dice to attack them. A 5 or 6 means you kill them with no negative effect. A 3 to 4 means you kill them but lose one of your blood. Each vampire has 4 blood, and if you run out of all of it, you get weakened, and it's bad for you. And a 1 or 2 means you lose a blood and you don't kill them, so you want to get rid of those dice if you can. And then again, for 2 actions, you can recruit a minion, which not only helps you out with like area control effects and other things, but also is the main way to increase the veil. Because anytime the event card causes agents to spawn onto or move onto a space with your characters or with any of your red minions, then you have to decrease the veil by 1. That didn't happen this event phase by well. They all went to other places. And also using some of your strongest powers will decrease the veil. And again, if you get to 0, you lose. If you get to 3 to 1, they're spawning more. So creating a minion for 2 actions will increase it by 1 and kind of help you to hide again. And both my vamps do have a special power at the start, which costs them some of their blood. Laszlo's a great fighter. He can use deft reflexes as many times as he wants when he's fighting. For each blood he spends, he increases all the dice he selects by 1 value, which is great. Like he can spend a couple of dice and turn things that won't defeat the agent into defeating the agent, that kind of thing. And once he gets to 6 or more kills, he'll unlock Celerity, which lets him do the exact same thing, but if he spends Veil, he gets +3 to each die he selects, and as you can imagine, just destroys everybody. Ishvan, on the other hand, is all about the demons. For 2 blood, he can do demon summoning. He removes 1 minion from his district, one of the people that helps us, the red people, and then he gets to defeat all of the agents, or up to 4 of the agents in that district, which is great if they bunch up. And then if he gets to 6 or more kills, he'll unlock Gates of Hell. Gosh, for 2 Veil. He removes 1 minion from his district and then replaces all agents, even if they're unexposed there, with minions. So he gets to turn them all into his slaves. That's pretty awesome. I like that. And these things up here, by the way, just to tell you what they are, that's what we'll use when we get to 9 kills to put down our sigils and like get ongoing powers, kind of like ruling parts of the city. We're not going to worry about that for quite a while, though. So Laszlo's up first. Now we want to maybe get to the museum to start getting relics. We want to get to the police department, which gives us a little bonus as well if we have a lot of minions there. We want to get to the cathedral so we can use our powers again. I think for now, Laszlo's just going to go down to the cathedral for both his actions and bring a minion with him. Nah, he'll leave both of them for Ishvan since he uses his powers to fire things off. And then Ishvan, for his 2 actions, he'll move down here, bring in 1 minion, I think, in case you need to do demon summoning. We can leave this guy on the railway station. It is increasing the chance that the events are going to pop up some agents there and increase the veil or decrease the veil more. But it gives us this ongoing ability while we have the most minions there to modify our dice, which I certainly like. Then for his 2nd action, he can't fight yet, so he'll go and expose the guy at the police department and plan to fight him next turn. That's it for 1 round. They are super fast. Let's go to Ishvan being the first player. We need to resolve things. The museum, we only check if we have the most minions there. That gets us the relic cards. Them having the most agents does nothing. The police department would give us a benefit if we had the most there, but we don't, so we just do the railway station again. And we can turn this 3 into a 5. So now only one of them will actually have an agent hurt us if we fight. We are in a powerful combat position. Okay, then we go into the event. And we are going to get a veil decrease because an agent popped up in the railway station. We could get another one in the cathedral, but that would also let Laszlo fight more. But now let's put it in the museum for now so we don't get the extra increase. And then let's see the event. Choose a district without any vampires or minions. Move all minions from all districts into that district. What the heck? That's annoying. All right, so let's at least pick somewhere that helps us. The only place that gives you a bonus for having a majority is the asylum. It lets you basically get agents committed. If you have the most minions there, you can be like, hey, that guy in the cathedral, he's crazy. And then they get put in the asylum and they get flipped to their exposed side. So yeah, that at least will give us a bonus for having them there. But now that means the railway station is going to be knocking our dice down every turn until we take care of that dude. So we don't love that. Now, something I'm not 100% sure of is whether I lower the veil or not, because when the agent went in there, there was a minion, but then they got moved afterwards. I think it's the case when they get placed. So I think we still lose the veil. This agent saw the people in the railway station before they all got sucked into the asylum. All right, so Ishvan is first. And as much as I don't like this guy in the police department, I really don't want the railway station to mess up our dice every turn. So let's have him move here. Well, I guess he could fight first and then move up and then expose later. So sure, let's go ahead and fight this guy for my first action. So when you fight at night as an action, you get to use whichever die you want. When you fight in the day, you have to use the lowest die because, vampires don't like the sunlight very much. So here I'm going to use a 5 or 6, which means that I defeat this guy but take no blood damage in retaliation. And that die's taken away until I've used all 4. I won't re-roll them. And Ishvan gains his first kill, which gives him access to the Hunt ability. For 1 action point, he can gain 1 blood back, so he can heal himself. But then for his second action, he will go up to the railway station. Or actually, wait, no he won't. He'll go to the museum, because I just realized you can resolve the districts in whatever order you want, and the agents in the asylum can have the person in the railway station committed before that even resolves. We won't get the negative to our dice. So forget that guy. We're going to the museum to have fun with those people. And then Laszlo's over here. He's going to spend 2 actions, 1 to expose, 1 to fight the guy in the cathedral. And he'll actually use my 4, because he's got a way to increase combat. Ishvan does not. So we'll let Laszlo take the blood hit. Since he used a 3 or a 4, he loses 1 blood, but he also increases to his first kill out of 9 to get toward winning the game. And that is that. We go to a new day. And again, this is very important. We can resolve these in whatever order we want. So I'm going to resolve the asylum first. And because I have more minions than agents, I get to pick any spot on the board, take 1 agent from there, get them committed into the asylum and revealed, which means now I don't need to resolve the negative of the railway station and have it decreasing my dice, so yay. But we still have an event to play around with. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. So we do place a minion in the cathedral, which unfortunately is going to lower the veil to 4. And then we can choose to place a minion in the museum or the radio station. I'm tempted to put them in the museum. Why? Because then at the end of the day phase, there would be 3 agents here, which means they would reveal themselves for free and attack me for free. Yes, I have to use the lowest dice, but at least 2 of the 3 would be automatic kills. So it would save me a ton of actions, but the negative is the veil would decrease again. So no, I'll put him in the radio station and play it safe. Especially because of the event down here, Dust of Times. Choose a vampire. They discard 1 relic to the box. Oh, we don't have any, which means we have to decrease veil by 1 more. Oof. Oh, and by the way, we can't use our powers again because stupid cathedral. So if we don't fix things, we'll now be spawning more. And if you ever go down to 0, you immediately lose. You don't even have a chance to fix it. So we got to do something ASAP. All right, Laszlo is first. And he could fight, but I want to get the veil better. So what he's going to do is he's going to use both actions to take the recruit a minion action. So that, again, takes both of his actions. But whenever you do that, you increase the veil by 1. And the other big thing is that now agents and minions are equal in the cathedral, which means that we won't have to be without our powers. It's only while they outnumber us that we can't use any of our abilities. And that matters because I think, Ishvan to use an ability right now. Or, nah, I don't. I was thinking I might go up and grab a minion and come back and use his power, but he can just fight these guys. So he'll use 1 action to expose them, another action to fight them. That is going to use our last 2 dice, but he doesn't get hurt doing it. And that gets him to 2 and 3 kills. A 2 means he's unlocked Relic 1, which means now if we get some minions to the museum, we can start actually holding relics. The Relic 1 and Relic 2 you reach at kill count 5 is the max number you can hold at one time. And all right, that'll take it to a day of Ishvan. And do we have any powers to resolve? I guess just the asylum. We can pull somebody in there. From the radio station or the cathedral. I'm totally fine with Laszlo having someone to kill over here. So let's get them over from the radio station. There we go. Of course, now we're equalized there, but it's a nice, tasty morsel to go and attack after the event. Okay. So we have to put somebody in the radio station. No worries there. And then either with Ishvan or with the city park. Yeah, I'd rather not increase or decrease the veil. So let's do the city park for the second one. Okay, Blessed Innocence. Choose a vampire and move 1 agent from another district to the chosen vampire's district. Darn it, that's going to decrease veil anyway. Oh, then expose all agents in that district and resolve daytime combat there. Whoops. Oh, crud, that reminds me. I gotta roll my new dice. Remember, in daytime combat, you gotta use the lowest number. All right, that's actually pretty good. Because, well, darn it. I was thinking I would move the agent to the cathedral, because then Laszlo could fight them, but they would immediately be outnumbering us in the cathedral, which means I couldn't use powers. So either way, this isn't going to be great. So let's go ahead and pull the guy from the radio station to the museum. He gets exposed to do daytime combat. Because it's daytime, I have to use the 2, the lowest value. So he injures me, and I don't do a darn thing to him yet. And again, because somebody saw me fighting a dude and moved into my space with the event card, I lose a veil again. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's keep getting agents. There's no need to fight the guy right away. I'd kind of rather get more people in there and keep my action efficiency up. So both of them. Yeah, let's just do it. Get all our friends around. It doesn't make us more vulnerable to the veil to have agents in the same space as us, since people spawning in there will make the veil go down anyway. And recruiting it twice is going to boost our veil quite a bit. They're supposed to be I don't know, doing some stuff behind the scenes, being all shady with their human dealings to make us not as visible to the human population. Although I will note that me not defeating agents is bad in that once this supply runs out, which is based on player count, you have 10 with 2 vampires, any more agents that spawn would instead decrease the veil by 1. So I do have to defeat them eventually. Okay, but for now, we don't have the most in the museum, sadly. We don't have the most in the asylum. The cathedral only matters when they have the most, so nothing going on in the day. Labyrinths of Memory. Somebody in the police department. Not going to hurt us immediately. And then nightclub or asylum. Yeah, I think I'd rather do the nightclub because the asylum, we have minions there, so that would decrease the veil. Oh, never mind. We're going to add 1 agent into the asylum. Never mind. Yeah, you know what? Both of y'all go in there because you don't get veil decreasing for each person that goes in there. You just get 1 overall. Ooh, and now we're ready for some Istvan to summon demons. This is going to be great. The not so great part, we did go down to 4. Wah, wah. Yeah, Istvan's about to have a fun blood day. What should Laszlo do first, though? I don't want to leave the person in the cathedral here if I can help it. But it would take his entire turn just to reveal an attack to get a single guy. That seems like a waste. Especially when, like, Istvan's about to be awesome. But, it's okay. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? So, yeah, I will go ahead and reveal an attack. And I'll have Laszlo use the 6 so he doesn't lose any blood. Which means now he's just at 2. He can hold a relic. You gotta fight more, buddy. But Istvan... Oh, Istvan. There's no point in leaving my agent in the museum to potentially lower the veil more, because I have to exceed... Oh, actually, ooh, never mind. Ha 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 ha. He can fight here first. This is what he's going to do. Using the 6, that's his first action to defeat the guy. Getting him to 4 kill count, which unlocks the Wild Hunt action. It lowers veil by 1 and costs 1 action point, because you're like just going crazy, but it gets all your blood back, which you're going to see in a second might be useful. Because for his second action, he's going up to the asylum. I'm going to leave the person on the museum. Yes, we're spreading ourselves out for more veil loss, but this is going to give us our first relics, and now both of our people can hold at least 1. And then, this feels so good. Hey, sorry, I'm sacrificing you, minion. Get out of here. But I'm using Demon Summoning. It costs 2 blood, but no actions. None of these abilities cost actions on their own. It says I kill 1 minion and I move it to 4 agents, even if they're not exposed, from the district. So yeah, agents, say hello to my giant red friend. Dead. Wow, that catapults him to 8 kills. So with 5, he can hold 2 relics. With 6, he gains access to the Gates of Hell. Costs 2 veil lowering, so I don't know if I'll be using that. But it says you remove 1 minion from your district. If you do, that's right. There's the one that replaces all agents with minions. That's amazing. And with 1 more kill, he can do his sigil. He needs to sacrifice a minion to put it down, but in whichever district he does, it has this ability. When starting the night in this district, vampires get an extra action. Whoa. And then additionally, whichever districts are sigillated, they always count as you having the most minions there, even if there are no minions there. So like if you can put it in the museum, you'll get a relic every turn no matter what. If you can put it in the railway station, you'll get dice mitigation every turn no matter what. Great thing to do. So nice job, Istvan. You're basically out of blood, but you've made a good difference there. Now we just got to get Laszlo to catch up, but let's resolve some things. So we'll do the museum first. Because we have the most agents, we get to draw our first relic. It is the Fleeting Mirror. Spend 1 action point to swap your position with a vampire in a different district. Okay? I think I want Istvan to have that, so I can get like Laszlo to somewhere that he can kill a lot of things. And then, the asylum. We got to pull somebody in here. Let's get the guy out of the police department. Well, no, it's close to Laszlo. Let's get him out of the city park. There we go. And this is not during the event card, so that does not lower the veil, by the way. It's only like when the event card spawns them, or if the actual text of it moves. Speaking of events, we get into our level 2. These ones tend to have like little mini quests you have to complete that will mess you up until you can. Ooh, here we go. Feeble Blood. We're going to lose 1 veil right there because of the person in the cathedral. Then we got to put somebody on the railway station or the city hall. Well, that's easy. We don't want the negative day effect of the railway station lowering our dice. And then Feeble Blood. Place this card on the leading vampire sheet, which is currently Istvan. This card will be passed along with the leading vampire token. Whenever a vampire with this card uses their blood ability, they spend 1 more blood. Okay. When all vampires have their maximum amount of blood, discard this card and increase the veil by 1. Okay, so it's going to make our abilities cost more, but all of them have that same thing at the bottom where you can get rid of it in some way and actually gain a bonus by increasing the veil. Okay, so it's going to be really hard for Istvan to summon any more demons, or for Laszlo to use his increased reflexes, but it's not too tough to get rid of this. Yeah, in fact, what the hey? Let's just do it now. Yeah, let's do it now. Istvan, for his first action, will engage in a Wild Hunt. Gets him all of his blood back, but decreases the veil by 1. Ouch. Yeah, really ouch, because we are very close to an instant loss here. And then for his second action, he's going to leave that guy behind at the asylum. He doesn't want to fight because only a 4 is left, so he would take damage. And move with his minion to the railway station, planning... Oh, he didn't get his 9th kill yet. I was going to say he's planning to put down his sigil there, but he can't yet. But again, I can't fight that dude without getting hurt. Well, okay, let's try this. I'm going to actually swap spaces with Laszlo, because the asylum is a great place to be. People tend to show up if you have the most minions, and then Laszlo can fight him. So yes, he's using his relic, his fleeting mirror, to swap. And then Laszlo, I'm not going to gain my full blood yet, so I'm not going to get rid of the thing yet. But instead, he's going to recruit somebody, which will only get the veil to 3, but, you know, it's okay. Next turn, I'm hoping he can hunt to get his 4th blood back. That'll get rid of the event, give us another veil, and then he can, like, fight the people in his space or something. All right, so that takes us to the day. Museum gets us a relic. Oh, this is a really good one. Ceremonial Dagger. At the end of each night phase, you may either increase your kill count by 1 or gain 1 blood. Let's put that on Laszlo, right? He's lagging so far behind on kills. All right, that was Museum. Asylum, we get to pull somebody in here. I guess from the police department, sure. Like I said, hopefully Laszlo can kill all of them. And we get another level 2. Oh, man. Spawning in the railway station. I do not like that. And oh, no, we're in the dark race. We got to spawn 2 at whichever blue we pick. The museum or the city park. I don't want to lose my relic generation, so let's put him in the city park. Okay, unsavory reputation. Decrease the veil by 1. Brings it down to 2. That's not good. And place this card on any vampire sheet. Whenever this vampire uses their secondary ability, only Ishvan's gotten his. Additionally, decrease the veil by 1 more. But when the veil is 5 or more, discard this card and increase the veil by 1. All right, well, we'll put it on Ishvan, because there's no way he's going to use it anyway. It's way too expensive. Now it's just even way too much more expensive. But gosh, we'd have to increase the veil by 3 more to get that back to a good place. All right, but it's okay. It's okay. For Laszlo's first action, he's going to do a basic hunt, which he has unlocked, and that will get him to 4 blood, which means we are all at our maximum blood count. So we discard this and increase the veil by 1, which gets us to 3. And by the way, there are lots of cool like location abilities I haven't talked about because I haven't gone down to this corner of the board. So for the city park, you spend an AP and discard a die, and this lets you do different effects. The coolest one is if you discard a 1 or a 2, you increase the veil by 1. So it's a great way to like get rid of the weak dice in your pool and also increase the veil. The radio station just lets you increase the veil by 1 for an action. So if we get somebody there, it'd be pretty easy to do that 5 veil thing. City Hall, for 2 actions, you can recruit a minion anywhere, so not that amazing, but okay. And the nightclub is fun. For 2 actions, you can get your health all the way up to full, and instead of decreasing the veil like you do when you do a wild hunt, you're being all sneaky about it, right? It's like that nightclub in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and instead you get 1 free kill count from killing somebody in the club when you drank their blood, I guess. All right, but okay, that was Laszlo's first action. Let's have him fight these guys for his second. So he's got a 4... which would make him take a damage and also get hurt by the guy. So I think it makes sense for him to use deft... Oh, wait, does it still cost more? No. It was the other one. So, yeah, he's going to use deft reflexes once. So all dice he picks now count as having 1 more value. Because that way this 4 becomes a 5, so he doesn't get hurt. So in essence, he did the exact same thing as using the 4. But now when we re-roll the 4 dice into the pool, he can use something that's a little bit lower and increase it by 1 as well, because it applies to all the dice in the fight. And yeah, let's see how that goes. Perfect. Okay, so he'll use the 2, but change it into a 3, which means he takes another damage, so he's down to 2 blood. That's not great, but he did defeat them both, and he left all at least killing dice in the pool, even if... only 1 of them leads to no damage. And that gets him to 4, so he can wild hunt now. And at the end of the night phase, I think he's going to increase his kill count to 5, so he can hold a second relic in case we trigger the museum again. All right, that was him. Should Ishvan raise... I think he probably should. Yeah, you know what? It's good to have a lot of minions to help you out later. So he's going to spend both his actions to do that. And raise the veil to 4. That'll prevent us from having a second spawn with the blue. And also it gets us within spitting distance of getting rid of this unsavory reputation and getting all the way up to 6, which would be great. Oh, I forgot about this guy in the railway station. Okay, crud. So we go into another day phase. I have to decrease... that's right. It has to be the highest value die by 2. So I have to pick the 5 and make it a 3. So they are all 3s right now, which is not ideal. But we still get a relic from the museum. And either of them can hold it. Soul Glass. All agents in your district are considered exposed to you. Whoa! That's going to save so many actions. Whoops, I forgot to get the ceremonial dagger so we can actually hold it. That's going to save so many actions for Laszlo to kill the last few people because he didn't have to waste an action exposing them. He can just move in and fight. Okay, that was a museum. The asylum. I don't know. Let's pull in. Oh, wait a second. Oh, dummy. I can pull in the guy from the railway station. Then I would never have to decrease the 5. So we'll say I resolve that first. Duh. Come on, Mike. Right, but now another event. Okay. One on the radio station. And since I increased the veil. Oh, they're going to be either place. Let's make it the asylum, right? Because Laszlo needs more kills. Curse of our clan. Place this card on the leading vampire sheet. That card must be... so there's another one that passes along. A vampire receiving this card loses 1 blood, but when any vampire becomes drained... What? Discard this card and increase the veil by 1. Drained is when you run out of blood, so they want me to run out of blood. This is interesting. Okay, I think I actually have a way to use this, but yeah, that's super, super interesting. Oh, and right, they popped in where I was, so I have to decrease the veil. So yeah, I got a plan here, I think. Ishvan's up first, and I want him to get ready to do his sigil. So he's going to reveal and kill the guy in the place with the 5, because I have a plan, as you'll see in a second. So that gets into 9 kills. He doesn't have the action this turn, but next turn he can put this down in his district, kill a minion, and get his ongoing plus actions and get us closer to winning. And as for Laszlo, a bit goofy, but he's going to move into the city park, and then he's going to fight these guys. And both dice here are 3s, which means really he has 2 ways to accomplish the same thing. He can use both of his blood to turn them into 5s, so he'll defeat them without getting hurt, or he can let them hurt him while he hurts them with the 3s. It does not make a difference, but the big thing is that he ends up running out of blood. But he gets his kill count up too, and he is drained, which means this never has to get passed. We never have to lose blood, and because someone is drained, we gain Veil back. Now, but here's the cool part. Here's why this is excellent. Oh, by the way, he's up to 7 kills now. The Ceremonial Dagger, at the end of the night phase, which is right now, you can either increase your kill count by 1 or gain 1 blood. So normally if your turn starts while you're drained, you become undrained, you get a blood for free, but you have to decrease the Veil by 1, and you still get your turn. You don't lose any actions. But the Ceremonial Dagger is giving him a blood if he chooses, and the second you get blood through any other means, you're no longer drained, and no more Veil decreasing. So yeah, that's what Laszlo's going to do. He's going to use his dagger to get him right back up in the fight with that event taken care of. Heck yeah. All right, that brings us to another day, and only museum is still active. Distortion Timepiece. Once per turn. Ooh, decrease the Veil by 1 to gain an action point. Both of them can hold 2 relics, but Ishvan's the only one with room. And he's still got this unless we can increase the Veil by 1 more. I don't know if he's ever going to use it, but sure, we'll at least have it. And shoot, if he can get his sigil down, you can get 4 actions in 1 turn. That would be ridiculous. Okay, but we're tied to the asylum, so that's it. And where are we going? City Hall's getting 1. And then nightclub or police department doesn't matter too much. Okay, and then detention facility. Remove 1 minion from any district. Add 1 agent into 1 district with at least 1 agent along with this card. And at the end of each night phase, if there are no agents left in this district, discard this card and increase the Veil by 1. Okay, so first we take a minion from a district. We have way too many in the cathedral. We can get rid of that one. Okay, then add an agent into a district with another agent. Let's put a ton in City Hall and just have Ishvan come and murder them all. Okay, and then at the end of the night phase, we haven't got if there are no agents here, this will go away and we'll get 1 Veil back. Sounds perfect to me. Oh, and crap, I forgot to roll this again after we did what we did. Ooh. Okay, Laszlo only has 1 blood. So this might be a little bit tough for him to do the attacking thing I was hoping he could do. But nice thing was we didn't lose any Veil to any of that. Okay, so if Ishvan ran in there, yeah, he could defeat some of them, but he would definitely get drained again. Oh, wait, he wouldn't if he used his secret ability. Doesn't unsavory reputation? This vampire's thing costs more, so Laszlo's does not, his celerity. So heck to the yeah, man, let's do it. So Laszlo's going to come in here for his first action. And then he's going to fight, again, with the Soul Glass. He doesn't have to reveal those people. I love that relic. For his second action, he's only got 1 blood, but celerity decreases Veil by 1. And now every die he uses is 3 higher than it says. So that brings the Veil down to 3, and now, yeah, I mean, he can't use the 1 or he'd still get drained. Oh, well, but draining doesn't matter as much for him, does it? He can just get the blood right back. Yeah, so you know what? He will use the 1. He'll use 1, 3, 6. That increases to 4, 5, 6, because 6 is the highest, which defeats all 3 of these dudes. And at the end of the night phase, we'll increase the Veil by 1, so not yet. The 1 hit, though, takes away his last blood, but he's ready to do his sigil as well. His lets you hunt for a single action to get all 3 blood back, which is great. And yep, he's flipped over, but in a second, he's going to be right back in thanks to his ceremonial dagger. Okay, then Ishvan, let's do this and get to winning. He's going to spend his first action to sacrifice a minion and put his sigil down. So we will always have the majority in the cathedral, so they can never take away our powers, even if we leave it. And anyone who starts their action in this district gets 1 extra AP. And actually, with that in mind, Laszlo needs to get his sigil down. I'm going to actually, it's a little silly. I'm going to use my second action to teleport Laszlo here, I think. Sure. That's again using the fleeting mirror. So we're both at 9. If Laszlo can get his sigil down, all we got to do is both get together. We need to have 1 minion for players. That'd be 2 minions. There have to be no agents there, and then we have to take an action. So it's really not going to be that tough to finish this up. All right, so now it's the end of the night phase. That clears, which gets us back to 4. Excellent. And Laszlo's going to use his dagger to get 1 blood back and not be drained anymore. All right, let's see if we can wrap this thing up. Again, playing on medium difficulty, so I would have had a lot less time, and I'm just about to get into the level 3 events that are a lot worse, but I'm going to have 1 more level 2. On harder difficulty, I would have had 1 less level 1, and 1 less level 2, and 1 less level 3, so I would have already been into the 3s, would have had tougher ones right off the bat. Okay, museum, we get a relic. We can't hold it anymore, but you can throw 1 away. Blood totem. As an action, pass any amount of your blood to another vampire. Nah, we're not doing that. Oh, it doesn't cost any AP. That's actually pretty good, like for drain and stuff. But no, I think we're doing okay. I like the things we already have. There's nothing else. So we go right to our last tier 2 event. We get somebody in the radio station, and then museum or city park. Museum would decrease the veils. We'll do city park. Okay, place this card on the vampire sheet with the lowest kill count we can pick since they're equal. This vampire cannot recruit minions. Okay. When this vampire reach is 9, discard this card and increase it by 1. Thanks for the free veil. That doesn't happen very often. Oh, and wait a second. When veil is 5 or more, to increase it, discard that. That was the older one. And increase veil again. We're up to 6 veil, people. How did that happen? I don't even know. Oh, well, geez Louise, I'm going to try to win this turn, man. Let's go. All right, so I got to get 2 minions to where Laszlo's going to be. I don't think there's any way to do it this round. We'll have to go into 1 more. So let's just have Ishvan collect minions. So he's going to go, I'm going to use the distortion timepiece, decreasing the veil to give me 3 actions this turn. Let's go 1, 2, and while I'm there, just because it's fun, because I don't think we're going to lose at this point, let's use Gates of Hell, spend 2 more veil, and kill one of our own minions to turn both of these guys into new minions. Hi. So wait, that was, he went 2, so he'll move back down here with 3 of them. He'll leave 1 in the asylum, sure. And then meanwhile, Laszlo has 3 actions, so he'll pull her with him, go 1, 2, and then he'll turn this into his sigil spot for his 3rd action. And now remember, we need to be in the same space. We need to have all our sigils out. We need to have at least as many minions as players and have no agents there. So if either of us takes an action next round, once we may be killing the agents that pop up, we will win. But first, let's resolve some stuff. So asylum, I can pull somebody in there. I don't know. Nightclub dude, go hang out. Museum, I get a thingamajig. Funerary urn. Anytime during the night phase, you may place this relic into your district face up, where it stays until the end of the game. When you resolve the event in the day phase, you may add one of the incoming agents to the urn's district instead of the district indicated by the city grid in this card. That is so cool. You can just like keep on, yeah, I love these relics, but I'm throwing it away because I don't care. Because we're about to win. But we do get our first level 3 and our only level 3. Again, 1 there in the nightclub, and then 2 in one of these because our veil is a little bit lower. Let's put him in City Hall. We're about to win, y'all. Sacrificial Offering. Place this card near the token reserve. At the end of each night phase, remove 1 minion from any district. Oh, and that's right. The level 3s don't go away. So that's why playing on hard mode where you get to them faster is so nasty because these tend to be like ongoing terrible effects. So the level 1s just tend to like place more minions or agents, I mean. The level 2s tend to be like little quests you can fulfill to raise up your veil. The level 3s are just total mess you up terribleness. But we don't really care because Laszlo's here, Ishvan's here. It's time for a vampire party. Eat 2 of my minions to cast the ritual. And we are in control of all. This is our city now. Get out of here, agents. You are our blood slaves. All right, so there you go. That went better than these games usually go. I thought medium would be more of a challenge, but next time I'll have to try it on hard mode. I do find it's a little bit easier with fewer vampires, so maybe I should have tried 3-handing, but there you go. That's how the game looks. So thanks for watching, everybody. Again, that's Masters of the Night, and I was sent a review copy of it. I'll have a review coming in another week or 2. But good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.